Alright, what's up? Before we start, if you're not a programmer who wants to make a Beatmap editor, get out of here. If you're somebody who does want to make a Beatmap editor, hi there. I'm Gareth from Simple Studios, and in this video we're going to go over what you guys are going to be doing over placements for NoteShield. So, right off the bat, well, the thing has to work. If it doesn't work, then, well, I mean, you guys don't get your credit, but, you know, with the obvious out of the way, let's dive into what this Beatmap editor is and how you guys are going to make it. So right off the bat, there's a couple things to break down, and the biggest one is these rows, these lines, or these little arrows that instantiate based on how long the song is. Now I did it incorrectly, and there's extra rows up there, but you guys are going to be able to figure out how to do it a lot better than I can. I won't really go into detail about how I did it because this is mainly a learning experience for you guys, but I will show you how it's supposed to work. So essentially, we can click on these arrows and place down a note. We can do that, and then if we try to place a note on another note, we can't unless we remove it with right click. So we can get rid of these with right click, and we can place more notes down with left click. Pretty standard stuff, but the main thing with the Beatmap editor is tracking the position of the notes. Now this one is going to take a little bit more to break down, so I'll try and do it the best I can. So essentially what happens is when we place a note, actually here we can go to the console, clear this, and also clear that. So when we place a note, say right here, the console will log that there's a note at the specific position. Then when we get into game, there's a little thing called the JSON translator, which will take the file that prints all the data of the note positions, and the JSON translator reads those positions and places notes at those specific positions. That's about the best way I can describe it. So moving on from that, next we have the second most important thing this Beatmap editor has to offer, sound. So the user has to be able to play the song that they're working on to allow them to hear what's going on. But there's a couple different things that we have here. So we have the half speed option, which makes the song play at half speed. We have the double speed option, and of course normal speed. However, there are also two little controls down here. Anyway, these essentially fast forward or rewind the song by 5 seconds. Now, obviously, I didn't really do it correctly. Alright, did it kind of correctly, but anyway, point is, the user has to be able to scrub to specific songs using buttons, but another thing they should be able to do is type in the value of the song, of the point in the song they want to jump to. So like we could do that, and then maybe want to jump to 30 seconds, we can do that too. Yeah. And then next up we have just a little bit of polish here, this scroll bar. This scrolls based on, well, essentially when we drag this, we drag to a specific part of the song, if that makes sense. So this bottom boundary right here, that would be 0 seconds, and then this top boundary here would be, we'll say, a minute. So whenever we drag this bar, it drags us to that specific part of the song. It's a little bit weird to explain, but let's say that the maximum song time is a minute and the minimum song time is 0 seconds. If the bar is in the middle, we could estimate that we are around 30 seconds into the song. If the top bar was 2 minutes long and the bottom bar was 0 seconds, we could assume that we're roughly 60 seconds into the song. I hope that helps a little bit better, but if it didn't, I'm sorry, but you can always reach out to me and I'd be happy to explain it to you, and you can also download the file and try it out for yourself. But the next thing that I want to tackle is the saving function. Now this was admittedly the most difficult thing for me, but essentially when we click save, we enter a name and we enter a BPM. BPM isn't actually important, so we'll be cutting that, but when we enter a name, it will save to, you know, to somewhere, to a file within the project, and if we go to the console here, we can see that it is saved right here in the saved beatmaps folder. And if we just open up File Explorer, we can see this bad boy in action. So it doesn't have any data, but if we remember the name, we can go to the saved beatmaps folder and take a look. Alrighty, and there it is. After that brief cut, we are able to see that the Beatmap has saved to our Saved Beatmaps folder, and we can now translate it into a level whenever we want. And that's about it for the Beatmap editor, and unfortunately my face is in the way, so give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back, and I moved now, and what I wanted you guys to see was this whole left side of the screen that I probably covered up. Anyway, when we press 1, we place down red notes, when we press 2, we place down yellow notes, and when we press 3, we place down blue notes. And essentially what I want you guys to do is set up this little indicator here, so that if we are pressing 1, it shows that we have a red note, if we are pressing 2, then it has a yellow note, and if we're pressing 3, we have a blue note. And this is useful because it just helps the user use the tool better, but it also allows you to debug quite easily. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you at placements. Thank you very much.